Machiavelli warned us 500 years ago. The vulgar are always taken by appearances, and the world is made up of the vulgar. Machiavelli. That's why fake confidence works. That's why charm blinds people. It's not intelligence that wins, it's control of the frame. Today, manipulators still rule using his playbook. They don't take power by force, they trick you into giving it away. Here are 3 power moves that expose them every time. Psychological warfare. Rules of power, social dominance. Let's break it down. First, forget words. Words are noise. The manipulator's entire game is built on speech, compliments, promises, flattery, explanations. They'll tell you what they think you want to hear, not what's true. So don't chase words. Track behavior. Watch what they do when you say no. Watch how they treat people they don't need. Watch what changes when you stop being useful to them. That's where the real signals live. Anyone can be polite when things are easy. Character shows up under pressure. Next, never confuse charm for trust. The most dangerous people aren't the loud ones. They're the smooth ones. The ones who make you feel understood a little too fast. The ones who mirror your words, nod in rhythm, match your tone. It feels like connection. But it's not. It's technique. Genuine people don't try to bond with everyone instantly. They don't study your emotions like a script. Charm without consistency is manipulation in slow motion. So look deeper. Look for contrast. How do they act when no one's watching? That's the real test. Here's the quickest filter. Deny them. Say no. Push back. Set a line and don't move it. Most manipulators don't break character when you agree with them. They break when you don't give them what they want. That's when the mask slips. Watch their reaction when you set a boundary. Do they guilt trip you? Do they get passive-aggressive? Do they shift the blame back onto you? If so, they were never being kind. They were being strategic. They weren't connecting. They were conditioning. Silence is another weapon. Use it. Ask a direct question, then say nothing. Let them sit in it. Watch how they respond to pressure. Watch the eyes, the body tension, the delayed answer. Silence forces authenticity. It breaks the flow manipulators depend on. Most people can fake sincerity in a sentence. Few can fake it under stillness. Control the frame by not filling every gap. Power doesn't rush. Power observes. Train your instincts to speak louder than your emotions. You've felt it before. Something's off, but you can't explain it. That flicker in the gut, that hesitation in the chest. Don't ignore it. Most people feel the red flag before they think it. But then they explain it away. Maybe I'm overthinking. Maybe it's just me. That's what manipulators rely on. Your doubt, your second guessing. Trust the signal. You don't need proof to protect yourself. You don't need evidence to walk away. When your body feels the glitch, it's because something is off. Detachment is clarity. If you want to read someone clearly, stop needing them to be a certain way. Don't need them to like you. Don't need them to be safe. Just watch. Detachment doesn't mean distance. It means independence. When you're not emotionally entangled, you see the patterns for what they are. You stop trying to change people and start understanding them. That's how Machiavelli operated. He didn't complain about human nature. He studied it. Without illusion, without need. Power isn't in manipulation. It's in defense. Calm, brutal, and clean. Because in a world full of masks, the most dangerous thing isn't the liar. It's the one who refuses to question what they see. And once you start reading people for real, you stop reacting. You stop falling into roles. You stop bleeding energy into hands that never earned your trust. You move through the world differently. Slower, quieter, sharper. You don't chase truth anymore. You watch for it. And you start to see what most people never will. The more silent you become, the more dangerous you get. Because silence isn't emptiness, it's control. Most people rush to fill space. They explain, they justify, they overtalk, and in doing so, they give away their position. But the one who speaks least watches most. While others reveal themselves, you collect data. While they perform, you stay grounded. This is where real psychological power begins, not in dominance, but in restraint. Let them wonder what you're thinking. Let them feel the tension of your stillness. It's not intimidation, it's clarity. When your presence isn't for sale, it becomes respected. Pay attention to how people handle power, especially small doses. Give someone a little advantage, and they'll show you everything. Give them influence, attention, or control, and watch. Do they become arrogant? Do they press harder? Do they start shifting the dynamic? Machiavelli understood this better than anyone. He didn't believe power changes people. He believed it reveals them. So the next time someone gets a little control over you, a favor, a win, a step ahead, observe what they do with it. That's their real character, because what someone does with a little power, they'll do with more. Always. If someone can't respect your no, they never respected your yes. This is one of the fastest truths to uncover. Manipulators thrive on your willingness to please. As long as you're agreeable, flexible, giving, they're warm, supportive, attentive. But the moment you say no, the dynamic shifts. Their mask cracks. Suddenly you're the problem. Suddenly you're selfish, insecure, or cold. Don't engage with that framing. See it for what it is. Control dressed as care. Approval as currency. Remember, respect doesn't begin when someone agrees with you. It begins when you push back and they don't flinch. You don't need to be feared to be powerful. You just need to be unreadable. The manipulator's greatest weapon is prediction. They study how you respond. What makes you angry, what makes you fold, what makes you chase, and then they use it all against you. But if you move with calm, calculated unpredictability, they lose grip. Don't be reactive. Don't be obvious. Be deliberate, controlled, clean. Let your actions be rooted in intention, not emotion. Let your words be few, but final. Let your distance be respected without having to justify it. Because once someone realizes they can't read you, they can't use you, the world doesn't reward truth. It rewards strategy. That doesn't mean you should lie. It means you should understand the game. The naive believe that good intentions protect them. They think being open, vulnerable, and kind will attract the same. But Machiavelli knew better. The world often repels what it can't exploit. So don't lead with your heart. Lead with awareness. Don't reveal everything. Don't assume decency is mutual. Move like someone who knows the terrain is rigged. Like someone who knows that trust is not given. It's earned. Slowly. And rarely. You don't need to expose the manipulator. Just stop playing the role they gave you. You don't have to confront them. You don't have to argue or prove anything. That's part of their game, to trap you in emotional responses that make you look unstable while they stay calm. The real power move is to disengage, quietly, cleanly. When you stop reacting, when you stop explaining, when you stop feeding the dynamic, you starve the illusion, and in that silence, their control collapses. Because most manipulators aren't prepared for your stillness. They're prepared for your chaos. Control isn't about domination. It's about precision. Manipulators don't take power by force. They make you hand it over, slowly, voluntarily, through misplaced empathy, guilt, and confusion. That's why defense isn't about aggression. It's about clarity, knowing what to watch for, and how to respond with zero wasted energy. This is where we go deeper, into the subtle tactics they use, and how to shut them down before they even move. Power Move 1. The Empathy Tax. How weak leaders drain you with fake guilt. It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. Machiavelli. The manipulator's first weapon is guilt. They push boundaries, then flip it on you. I didn't think you'd act like that. I guess I was wrong about you. That's not emotion, it's strategy. They want you to self-correct while they keep control. Power move. Flip the frame. You're entitled to your feelings. I'm entitled to my limits. No defense, no explanation, just a full stop. That silence? That's dominance. They expected you to fold. Instead, you set the tone. Power move 2. The respect drain. Why fools chase applause, not real power. A wise man ought to adopt such a course that when things go well, he reaps the benefit, and when they go badly, he escapes the danger. Machiavelli. The manipulator will attack your character to hijack the frame. You're always so sensitive. You twist everything. Don't take the bait. If you defend, they've already won. You're reacting. Real power is in redirection. Say nothing. Hold eye contact, then calmly bring it back to their action. We're not talking about my reaction. We're talking about what you did. Every time you redirect, you strip their control away, piece by piece. Power move 3. The compliance crack. How small yeses create big weaknesses. The promise given was a necessity of the past. The word broken is a necessity of the present. Machiavelli. Some manipulators don't attack directly. They agree now, violate later. You say, don't text after midnight. They text at 12:03 with, just checking in. You ask for space. They accidentally call. This is a compliance test. They're watching if you'll enforce. Power move. Punish the delay, not the excuse. Don't argue, just pull back harder. Reduce access. Kill the pattern early, because boundaries without consequences are suggestions, and power doesn't respect suggestions. Emotional distance is not the same as disconnection. It's the ability to observe without absorption. You don't detach because you don't care. You detach because staying neutral keeps you sharp. The manipulator wants you emotional. Once you're tangled in feeling, your logic slows down. So you flip it. You feel, but you don't bleed. You listen, but you don't absorb. This level of control isn't natural. It's trained through experience, through reflection, through choosing clarity over chaos, every time. You don't win by overpowering them. You win by not engaging their frame. And that's the power Machiavelli understood. In a room full of actors, the one who doesn't play becomes the only one who's real. You don't need revenge. You need clarity. The manipulator wants your energy, your reaction, your confusion, your fight. Because as long as you're engaged, they still control the tempo. But silence? Silence terrifies them. Boundaries unsettle them. Emotional neutrality breaks their rhythm. You don't beat them by sinking to their level. You beat them by stepping off the board entirely and letting their game collapse without you. Machiavelli never told us to become cruel. He told us to stop being naive. He understood that the world isn't kind to those who move blindly, that trust must be earned, that power respects restraint, that clarity is more valuable than comfort. You don't need to scream to be powerful. You don't need to prove anything. The one who sees clearly, moves quietly, and holds the line, wins. In a world full of noise, become unreadable. In a world full of masks, become unmoved. In a world full of games, stop playing. The wise man does at once what the fool does at last. Niccolò Machiavelli. You don't need to manipulate others, but you must learn how they manipulate you. Because once you understand the game, you don't just protect your peace, you become untouchable. And the manipulator's worst fear? Someone they can't read, someone they can't move, someone who already sees them coming. These aren't just theories, they're survival tools in a world where foolish people keep gaining power. The question is, will you keep feeding their game, or become someone they can't manipulate? Drop unreadable in the comments if you're choosing the second path.